Now, one of the issues in LARP is to do with what sort of person is, if you like, allowed or suitable to play what sort of part. For instance, I'm on the tall side, so in a fantasy system, should I be allowed to play a dwarf? And another thing that leaks into the same issue is that of skin colour and race, if you like. And there are some people who say that if you're one race, then you're, if you like, not allowed or should be discouraged from playing characters of a different race, because what about all the other players in the game? They're going to find it difficult to believe that you are that thing because you don't look anything like that thing. If I'm playing tabletop and I say, oh, I'm a lizard man because it says so on my character sheet, everyone around the table can just accept I'm a lizard man. But when you do it LARP, if I don't look anything like a lizard man, it's very difficult for people to react to me as though I'm a lizard man. And this is, as you can imagine, a problem. Now, I'm joined here by Raquel. I hope I got that right. Raquel. As you can see. Now, Raquel has her own YouTube channel, which is a quick plug.
Oh, it's Raquel Skellington.
There you go. And you may notice that Raquel is wearing contact lenses, and I don't think that's your real hair either.
No, this is not my real hair at all.
Okay, so I had no trouble at all when I was doing this Downton Abbey LARP, talking to you and imagining that you were an English rose.
Yes, oh, well, technically an Irish rose.
Oh, an Irish rose.
Maybe an Irish potato, whatever we want.
Oh, okay. Well, she was a member of the aristocracy, that's the thing. And, oh, I see, they're fluffy. There we go. Now, I would say that I had no trouble because of two things. One, I could see you'd made an effort. You'd put on the contacts, you'd put on the wig, and so out of respect for the fact that you'd put in some effort to look like the character you were supposed to portray,
yes.
I felt that I should respect that effort by going along with it.
Yes, and I think that is definitely part of it. I think when one puts effort or perhaps reflects what they want to be in their costuming, perhaps maybe in a way almost overcompensating, I think that can help the immersion of other people, but not only for yourself. Because I think what's really important about these kind of things is that I do all this because I personally love to do it. Because I love to look in the mirror and know that I'm somebody else. So I think it changes per individual. I'm sorry, I'm still fading in and out of my British accent. I'm sorry. I'm American.
Go on, full British. Go on. Now, go.
Oh, full British, yes, of course.
Completely convincing, I think.
But I think as long as, the player, because it can be tough to put those expectations on a person that they must do what I did is tough because not everybody wants to or can do what I did.
Okay.
But I think if your heart's in the right place and you try your best, everybody deserves the respect to be whatever they want. Okay,
and the other point I was going to say is information. I can see what you're supposed to be, so I can immediately react to it.
Visual cues. I also think that's also really important. I think when people dress up and do costume design and character design, they don't maybe think about visual cues that could help people that aren't going to talk to them or don't want to talk to them or want to introduce themselves but want to kind of get those cues, who they are. Like if you want to know if somebody's a soldier, right? We had all these men that were wearing suits. Oh, okay, obviously they're soldiers, right? If they were wearing a suit, they weren't wearing a suit, how are you supposed to know? So when you wear things that, like elf ears, if you're supposed to be, an elf, and making them visible and there,
making them visible, but not actually being convincing. Because when someone wears elf ears, other people don't think, wow, it's a real elf. They just think, this character represents an elf.
Yes, and I think that's also immersing yourself. Because my theory on role-playing and things like that is, if you buy into it, others around you will buy into it.
But there are extremists in this hobby who would say that you should only be allowed to play characters that you are completely convincing as, that it is immediately obvious to all other players that you are that thing. But if you take that to its logical extreme, that would mean that people could only, in LARPs, play characters who are almost exactly the same as themselves. If you can't do the accent absolutely perfectly, you're not allowed to be that nationality or whatever. So you end up playing someone who's almost exactly like yourself, which is really rather contrary, I would say, to the spirit of LARP. But at the other extreme, there is this idea that anyone can play absolutely anything, and even if they put in no effort and are completely unconvincing as the thing, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter that everyone else then has a really hard time buying that they are that thing and reacting to them as though they are that thing. So those are the two extremes.
Yes, those are the two extremes, and they are extremes for a reason. Well, on the one end, by putting in no effort, doing in nothing, there are games that want people to not dress up and do those things, and I guess in those environments it's okay. But I definitely think that if you're in a game, or playing something maybe akin to Fairweather Manor, and you don't even just try a tiny bit, I would then say that maybe perhaps you can't blame people if it's a little bit difficult to believe that you're a noble if you didn't even try just a tiny bit, you know. And on the other side, saying that you can't be it unless you look like it, obviously I think that's wrong, because then I couldn't play the character that I am. So I think the happy medium in between is, of course, trying a little,
Right?
believing in yourself that you are the thing, and then because of that, showing that to all those around you for them to buy into it too.
Okay, so there is middle ground, and personally, I think both the extremes are, I would say, quite definitely wrong. I can't see how either of them is really sustainable as an argument. But amazingly, there are people having a go at sustaining those arguments.
Yes, I have been told that I couldn't be an elf before because I was. I'm a mixed Native American woman, so I have been told that because I am not I'm not white, that I couldn't be an elf, and I straight up went, how about absolutely not? And then I showed up with the best elf costume ever.
Okay, I mean, of course, we all know exactly what elves are. We can go to an encyclopedia, can't we, and say, well, this is exactly what a real elf looks like. It's sort of meant to be fantasy, isn't it, guys? And we're trying to create a hobby here, which is more the merrier. We've had, I don't know, 200 people, something like that.
Oh, yeah, about 200.
And I would say that the costume standard was pretty high here.
Pretty high.
But there were a couple of people who thought, sometimes a visual scene would look just so wonderful because, you were just in the period. All these people are so well dressed. Oh, the ladies in hats and furs. The hats and furs on the ladies.
They were really awesome.
Really good.
But I will even say to that even some of the dresses that I was wowing people in, I bought for $11 off the internet, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we're not saying that you have to spend money.
You don't need to spend the moolah. You just gotta wear it right.
Yeah. Okay, so, LARP. Make an effort and try and make it immersive for everyone, not just you. Bye, everyone.
Lindy Bear!